What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the BodFathers podcast. I'm your host, Rafa.
I'm a co-host, Berto.
Broski, it's about to get Western.
Yes, it is.
So, notice our attire.
Yep.
We got Mr. Yellowstone over here.
Yeah, just trying to do my best John Dutton impersonation as I can.
Oh, I guess I'm Beth.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've talked about how we originally met and stuff, and it was through the sport of charreria, which is a Mexican rodeo.
Yep.
So, let's see, when did we like back in early mid 2000s?
Early mid 2000s, yeah. Early. Yeah, I think it all started. That's where it all started. We our fathers were both into charreria, and from them being on a team, it's kind of how we met, right? So, excuse me. We started going to their practices, and my dad participated on coladero, and your dad was very passionate about doing cala.
Yeah.
And back in the day, they're very 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 new to the sport, and from us going to practice, that's kind of how we met, just hanging out,
Yeah,
two kids playing, and playing, and between your brother, myself, my older brother as well. That's kind of how the friendship kind of started.
Yeah.
So
a little bit, a brief history about charreria. Like I know in previous episodes, we just say, we just randomly talk about it, and people are just like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Well, charreria is actually a Mexican rodeo. It originated obviously in Mexico over 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually, it turned into a sport because many
haciendas,
like you said, haciendas or hacendados.
Yeah.
There was like, I guess, quite a few. Like everyone just helped each other out with their the day-to-day labor.
Yeah. Cattle
and stuff, and like early events, or you could say like originated from just the day-to-day labor on it. And there's a total of what, like there's 9 events.
9 events, yeah. Consists of cala de caballo,
which is like the reining portion, and then piales en el lienzo, which is just healing. You heal pretty much a wild Mustang like running full speed, and you have to stop it with a rope.
The next one is colas,
coladero, which is pretty much like
cow tipping.
So yeah, or bulldogging. You could say
yeah. You basically chase the bull, which is one of my favorite. It's actually the event that I did. Chase the bull, and you tip it so they can rope it later on. It's kind of like all the events actually go hand in hand.
So yeah, and there's a point system too. Like maybe in future episodes we'll get more into detail and stuff, but we're just gonna give a little brief history. And then next one is the bull riding event, but it's not your typical like 8-second bull ride. You pretty much go until the bull is tired, and you get off. Then after that same bull you usually put into a team opening event. We just call it terna, which is 3 participants, which they have to head and heel it. And then next is the
mare riding.
Yeah, the jinete, which is the mare riding. It consists the same thing as the bull riding. So the mare is tired, and you have pretty much a chance to jump off. And then the next one is an event called Manganas a Pie, where a charro stands on one end of the arena, and he has 3 of his teammates chasing a mare around, and he's doing a series of tricks, trick roping, and you have to rope the 2 front feet. And then the next one is called Manganas a Caballo, which is pretty much the same thing, but you're on the horse.
Yeah.
And the last one, Bresky?
Paso de la muerte.
El paso de la muerte.
Yeah. The death jump, basically where you're riding your horse bareback and you're jumping on to another mare, a wild mare. That's bareback as well.
Full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. Yeah, you have 2 people helping you out. You have to jump it. The sooner and quicker you do it, and cleaner you do it, the better. It's really all about. Charreria is really about, like, it's an art form. So the better presentation, the better better. What's the right word? Better way to do it, but cleaner also and quickest. and efficiency, it pays.
Yeah,
you give you extra time
because there's time limits. There's like I said, there's a point system and
opportunities. If you do it on the first try versus your last try, you get a lot more points for doing it on your first try. So, it's a they like to call them suertes. There is luck into these events, every single one, because you can be the best and have a bad day. There's some luck to it, but with a lot of practice and preparation, you can be very efficient, very good. Yeah. Which there's some teams that score a crazy amount of points during these events, and it's just based off the judges, tricks, and overall performance. So that's just a little bit of a recap. Like I said, it's the only national sport in Mexico, and it's pretty big. I mean, there's I'm sure hundreds and hundreds of teams in Mexico, maybe thousands. And in the United States, there's about, you want to say about good 300, 400 teams, I don't know, maybe. There's over 100 in California. So, yeah, a lot of competition out there. It's a sport it originates from, family gatherings. And like we said in previous episodes, my father, Rafa's, and a good friend, Mario de Anda, they built an arena. And once my dad bought a plot of land, and we built an arena, and that's kind of where we started our own personal team. Not too long ago. I mean, it actually has been a while.
Yeah, since like 2007, 2008.
Yeah,
ish.
It was quite some time.
But yeah, but like you mentioned, those three guys, my father, I mean your dad and our buddy Mario Vianda, and they're pretty much like the pillars who started the team, because I don't think anything would have been done without those three guys.
No, and they were already charreando, but they made the decision to make their own team.
Yeah. Well, they had the opportunity came.
Yeah. And built it from the ground up between, it took like 2 years to build that thing. No. I don't remember, it was hot.
No, maybe a year.
Year and a half?
Maybe.
Yeah. And built it from the ground up, and, it's one of the well-renowned lienzos around the Central Valley, I think. A lot of lienzos took after it. It kind of set the foundation of standard for other arenas to be built. They're called lienzos. I call it arena in English, but it was, it set a good foundation for everyone. And that's kind of how yours and my charreria career started, where my main thing was colas, coleadero. That was really what I focused on, but I also did bull riding in el Teo de Toro, and also did Paso de la Muerte, which I mentioned before is where you jump from your horse to another bareback horse and at high speed. And I would tell you, like, out of all of them, Paso de la Muerte was the scariest one. And I think that's the one I did the least amount of time. I guess the Paso de la Muerte and the bull riding were about, I stopped around doing the same time, but it was the most riskiest. I mean, you're riding, bull riding, you can kind of do it. It's a dangerous one, but you can kind of like pick out not so crazy bulls, if that makes sense. Like, what bull.
Well, depending on tournament, because sometimes
depending on tournament rules, yeah. So you would have some tournaments where you can
draw a number.
Yeah, draw a number, and they would have like these pretty big bulls,
rank bulls.
Yeah, rank bulls, the mean motherfuckers. And I didn't really ride that many of those type of bulls, but I did ride like smaller ones more consistently, which is, it's still an adrenaline rush.
Like bull calves, yeah.
Yeah, and then Paso de la Muerte, that was just straight adrenaline. You're running off adrenaline, going full speed on your horse, and jumping onto another mare. And, did it quite a bit of times, actually. I think I did that more than in the Teo de Toro, I think. And probably wonder why I stopped. One time, my dad wasn't at a competition with me, and he told me not to jump, just to present it. And when you present, you just bullshit it. You pretend you're going to jump, but you don't jump.
You don't jump.
And I told him I wasn't going to jump, but why did I think
was it in Wood Lake?
Yeah, it was in Wood Lake, and it just seemed so easy to jump, so I jumped, and I over jumped, and ended up jumping, hanging on to the mare's neck, which ended up my legs ended up tripping the mare's hands, which made it flip over, and it happened so fast that I was stepped on by one of our team. I forgot who stepped on me, but someone stepped on my back, and to this day, I still get knocked in that same spot in my back because the horse stepped on me. But that was the last time I did it. My dad's like, "I'm not gonna let you do it anymore. It's too dangerous." My mom got really upset, and I guess that's kind of how we were. I mean, my brother got hurt really pretty bad one time bull riding. Yeah. I mean, I guess all of them, right? If you think about it, except Andres, knock on wood.
Yeah.
My baby brother Ivan, he bull ride, but he was being reckless. I think, I guess every single one, I guess, besides Abraham's bull riding incident, that was just, it knocked him out. But was that the same Charro you got ran over on?
No. because no, Abraham ran me.
But going back, we'll talk about that right now. But, yeah, I was being a little reckless all the time, and I would say, you know, I was a kid. I was only like 16, 17. I wasn't that old, but for safety, my dad doesn't let mothers. But recently, what was it, last year? My baby brother, not baby brother, second youngest, he wanted a bull ride, and sure enough, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. He doesn't have experience, so you know when you first bull ride, because everyone. There's a video out there of Rafa bull riding a mechanical bull. That's a different story. But,
oh yeah, for my bachelor party.
But Rafa's bull ride too. He can probably relate. Is like bull riding. It's a weird motion. Like you hang out how they buck. So my brother just thought he would hang out with arms, but he forgot about his legs. So
equilibrium.
Yeah. So basically, the bull, when it bucked forward and the bull throws you forward. So you have to hang on with your legs, not just your hands, because it's a swinging motion. So when he bucked him forward, the bull bucks up, head goes up, his head was going down. Worst thing you can have, a crack, and ended up getting a whole sheet in
his. He had a broken orbital.
Yeah, so he broke his whole eye. Yeah, it was all bad. And he didn't really practice before, and that's the thing. Like,
that's the thing, dude. If you're just going in there just like that, that's a huge risk.
Yeah, and I think he was being definitely reckless.
You gotta. I mean, you have to have like a few practice bulls under your belt because the video you showed me, like that was a pretty decent bull.
Yeah, no, it was a big. Like, I don't know what he just felt strong, or I don't know what it was at that point.
He's at that age though, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he was 16, 17. He's gonna be 18 this year, so it's like 16. Yeah, it was last year. And yeah, he learned his life. He hasn't been on the bull since then. But some people think it's that easy. I mean, he grew up around it, and he's always been around Charreria, but he hasn't really been involved. Out of all of us, he's the one, besides my older brother and my second youngest brother, that they haven't been as involved. But it's not that easy. It's a hard sport, and that's what I admire a lot about when you Charrear. I was telling a lot of people, like, when you florear, you're just so elegant. You can probably talk about what you did, maybe give some better background. So,
well, I did the event called Terna and Manganas Api, which are more like trip grouping events.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of more my thing. Like I felt like ever since I was a little kid, I was just, it came very natural to me. And that's why you could say, I mean, I'm flattered, but I mean, I don't think I was that great. But
I mean, for someone, like, think about I think you take for granted, like, how hard it is to florear. I can't florear. I don't have the patience.
You just have to be patient.
Yeah, and I don't have that because it's a lot of, like, technical skill of repetitive motions. That's hard because if you mess up one motion, you're gonna mess up your florear, right? Yeah, it's hard to recover. So, yeah, I think just florear in general is hard, but that's
I mean, and I kind of, like I said, it came just very, very natural to me because I was doing it since I was a little kid. Mm-hmm. Probably since I was like maybe 4 or 5, I started, and I just loved it. And like hard manganas, I would throw when they were coming out, but I couldn't do basic stuff. And it was funny because some people would say like, "Hey, dude, that's crazy. Like you could do, kind of decent manganas, but you can't you can't do simple little stuff. And I was like, I don't know, I was just weird that way.
Yeah.
And that developed into me floreando a little bit of caballo. And my dad likes to, like, for a hobby, he likes to train horses and stuff, and for the event for Cala de Caballo, I started helping him do that, me and my brothers, and so slowly I started learning a little bit more and more, and eventually 2 years in a row I went in
Charro completo.
Charro Completo, which they do the majority of events except for 2. You don't ride the mare, you don't do that. So I mean, for the 2 years I went in, I didn't think I did that bad. I thought it was going to be worse than I thought, but I could have been better. Trust me, I know. I could have prepared more.
Colas.
My second year course was terrible.
Never easy.
It's not
easy for me because I've done it.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, but like if you know the sport, you can tell if it was a personal mess up or like your horse kind of screwed you sometimes, because your horse does screw you sometimes. It's just
not in my case though.
Definitely not in your case.
Dude, it was bad. But anyway,
rest in peace, Paloma. But
that was a good horse.
That was a really good horse.
Yeah.
But going back to the competitions and everything, I think it was very cool that you did it because you can do, I wouldn't be able to do a charro completo. Like that's why I think it's so cool that you did it.
Yeah, just for Calar, I don't think I'm too dumb to do that.
Well, I mean, it's not even that. I think you have that experience because you train and rein horses in that specific event. Not by choice, but
and then Piales as well. Like honestly, if I would have practiced a little more, I think I would have done.
And I think you're so technical with that. It was just experience when it came to that because you got one in practice.
Like the day
never practiced.
Like the day before. Like I said, I'm more of a visual learner, so
yeah.
Like I would watch videos over and over and over and over. And
I think that's just crazy because you're self-taught. A lot of people can't teach themselves either. Like
the thing is, I was self-taught, and then people have asked me to show their kids, and I mean, I say yes, but I'm not really a teacher though. No. That's the thing. I mean, it's one thing to learn, but teaching's another thing. Like if people ask me for advice, yeah, I mean, I'll show them. I think I could probably teach someone who's already has some of the fundamentals of floreo down, and I could probably teach them how to clean it up a little. But that's about it, dude. I can't really. It's not that I can't. I probably won't have the patience. Someone for to start from scratch. Nah, dude, I don't know. I've tried that before.
So you're not going to teach me how to? Yeah.
I mean, I can't because you can floreo a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah. I think thinking about it that right. For me, I still have. I know I would never want to. I'm not into manganas a pie, but I would love to learn how to do manganas a caballo and terna. That's my thing. And I have done a little bit of terna this year, just the basic stuff and nothing crazy. But is there an event that you would want to do more besides manganas a pie?
Probably more. Throw a little bit more a caballo. I hardly threw a caballo, and I'm starting to like it more.
Yeah, it's harder.
It's definitely harder. But I mean, there's floreo that's really badass.
Yeah,
on it. That I think I could probably would have been able to bust out back in the day.
Well, you would do it. I think we've short-term memory. I mean, and we're talking about what? How long ago did you Jared? Has it been almost 10? Not 10 years.
10 years. It's 7 years.
7 years, and you'd bust out the hard stuff, like you said. It's true. You'd do the hard stuff, and you do it, and then little simple stuff.
Even recently, I just all my stuff's in the garage, and I got my terma, and I had a soga there, and I just to refresh my memory, and I mean, you could say I still have the floreo.
Yeah, you're not gonna lose that. It's kind of like in colas. I still know how to colear. It's just I'm out of shape. Yeah. But yeah, I think what's cool is this team that because we stopped chatting, but my dad specifically and the team never stopped, even though we left and you got married and I moved away. The team hasn't stopped, so we were on the team for a good amount of how many years total?
Let's say from 2008, I think, to 2000
15, 16.
15 was my last year.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 15, 16. around there for me
Like
too. Because
8
once
years.
once I moved away, it was really hard for me to participate. But we were there for almost 8 years.
I don't know, but I don't think anything beat the 2014 squad that we had. I think that was our most very well-rounded overall team. That was my favorite year. I mean, I think that was my best year. Um, I think for you too, or was it yours the year after,
The year after, I think the year I moved away when I was 19. That's when I was at my peak performance, I think. And we'll go more into detail. We down the road. We'll break down year by year how we did our accomplishments for those teams for us. That'd be a good recap.
Yeah, because
down memory lane.
Yeah, because we didn't start winning tournaments until like we were like 3-4 years in.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't win a tournament until like 2011 or 12, right?
2012 was our first year we won the BodFathers.
Yeah, but we'll do a recap. There's a lot of like it's crazy because who was it? I was mentioning a lot of people that were on our team are now in different teams, and everyone's been on our team.
I mean, and
it's not a bad thing, but
no, it's not a bad thing. But it's like, I mean, a lot of teams just recruit every year.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like an off season. It has its like managerial, scouting, like bring people here, people that are coming up, people that have to move because there's not opportunity. Like there's a lot of that involved in it, because it's 9 events and one event has 3 people. Colas and Perna have 3 people.
Yep.
Every other event's 1 person doing it. Right? Piales, Terna. Like there's not Cala. Terna's 3 people, but
Manganas is kind of. I mean, someone's gonna be chasing your mare.
Yeah, but I mean, doing the actual thing, right? Anyone. I mean, no, not anyone can arriar because they have to understand the.
And not everyone has a good yegua. Either.
Yeah, and how the yegua runs.
And I think that's a good thing that they put time limits on those suertes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they would take forever.
Well, yeah, but I think everyone knows at this point. When we first started, a lot of people didn't have a lot of good stuff. Yeah, the sport from where it was when we started to where it's at now, a level of competition.
It's like, dang.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's crazy, and that's what's kind of exciting, right? That the level of competition is elevated,
especially in the younger generation right now. I think they're like comparing to us. I think they're way better.
Oh,
your dad's team right now. I'm like, holy crap! Like I wish I was that good.
And right, they've been to Mexico. They passed on to compete in Mexico the last 2 years, and they just competed recently in Mexico.
They've been national champs 2 years in a row, right?
No, this is the year they won national champs in the United States, but they last year they qualified. This year but it's crazy. I mean,
that's exciting, dude. Like I'm super.
Well, yeah, and they're only 15. They're in the Infantil B, which is from 12 to 15, and then from 16 to 18 is Juvenil, Infantil A, and then you have Juvenil in Dietas de Lenches, which is before 12. So, it's crazy, like seeing how good they are at 15, because at 15 I was barely starting. I was a freshman in high school. That's when I barely started like competing officially. And the first 2 years were kind of rough, but we got there like the 3rd, 4th year. We were doing a lot better.
And plus, I think these guys started probably like as a team a little bit earlier than we, so they have, I think, a better foundation. So to me, like I was talking to my dad, like these guys, if they stick together, maybe like within the next 3-4 years, they're going to be pretty much one of the top teams in the state.
And I don't see why not. Like
they have a lot of potential.
Yeah, and they have everything you need within those like 5 of them or 4 of them.
Yeah,
that's all I need. That's crazy. But what happens with teams a lot of times, like I want to get more opportunity to do this other event that I can't do here sometimes, and that's why people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of charros don't leave like other teams like from other zones, because California is divided into 3 zones: North, Central, and South, and we were in Central. But like a lot of the big teams, a lot of like the more known teams were up north or down south, and like I feel like some charros here, I'm just not going to name any names, like had potential to leave, but I don't know. I think they just stayed a little bit in their comfort zone, or maybe we're afraid to change. I don't know, but I think I could have seen them be very successful in another zona.
Yeah.
But luckily, I mean, the zona centro has been like
elevating,
elevating like these past 2-3 years, and like a lot of teams have registered more in the central.
Yeah,
that brings up the competition.
Yeah,
So I
no,
think that
definitely.
everything's like pretty spread out now.
Yeah, because there's good teams in it. Like back in the day when we started, it was the South used to run it all, and then the North would compete, and then the Central Valley was just there.
We were just there. I remember our first team Charreando was only 6 teams in
Yeah.
Zona Centro.
Yeah, it was really small, and all
And
the teams
we were dead last.
Yeah, we were the new team.
That's usually a lot. Like a new team, like, and everyone was green. Like everyone was very
Yeah.
very green on our team.
Yeah, we still had the gorras. What is it?
Is it palm?
Palm. Yeah, and I mean it's crazy to see where we were at, and I know the kids didn't see that, but now where they started to where we're at, and we had some like core people down the road, right? Like it all started with your dad, my dad, and Mario de Anda, right? And right as time progressed, right?
And I think since they pretty much kind of like managed the team, I think it was probably like a learning experience too. Like
Yeah,
trial and error and stuff.
Oh yeah, and then we went through we had Gerardo Palafox with us for a while. And,
yeah, I think when Hera was added to the mix, I think that changed
the team.
That elevated our
and
our potential a little bit more. And
because after that, like we had everything. We had Piales, we had Colas down, we had Gala, right? We had just needed a Terna team because that was really always what we needed. And Mangan, yeah. Because the Paso, I would do it. And it was always, we usually had pretty good, like
for a while we struggled with Jinetes too.
Yeah. I mean, Jinetes are like, it's crazy because it's what's sought the most in Charreria because a lot of people don't want to do it because they don't want to get hurt. Like the good ones always want to be jineteando because they don't want to get hurt because they have the Terna Manganas. Like, so I think it's just about putting the right pieces together, and that's what helped us in 2014. Your trial and error, we got recruited the right team, and it went really well. So, more to come with that when one of our best years. But I think it's going to be interesting to see where the team goes. Right, they finally broke 300 not too long ago. We had the record for the longest time in 2014, 289.
289.
They got 296, but they finally broke 300 not too long ago when they ended up winning the Prestatal again for the category because there's categories now. They broke it up because just to be fair. But they ended up third overall, which is pretty cool, or second overall.
I know, and that's the thing, dude. Like when we were in it, like it was one category. Like for the Estatal, you went against everyone.
Yeah, there was no handicap, which is kind of cool because it makes it fair. But at the same time, you got to elevate. But then again, you have teams that are paid for it, right? Like the 156, puro Charro pagada. And they pay all but they can. I mean, that's the level of competition there is. You have to have money in the sport.
Yeah, and then I mean, all their charters are very, very good.
Yeah, they're recruited.
Shout out.
But
they're all very, very good charters.
Well, they're I mean, just talk about just the level of competition is elevated so far. Like if you don't have some charros pagados, or you're not gonna win.
No, I mean, because you have to be innovative. Because floreo, like year by year, va cambiando, rules van cambiando. Like you have to be updating.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now, I mean, you either swim or you sink. Yeah. I mean, if you're not cerrando el ruedo with like at least 120 points or close to 100 points, I mean, you better have some good points in the ruedo suertes.
Yeah, or manganas. And you can win them. Because people say you win them and lose them manganas. And it's true. I think it is. Yeah, it is because that's the suerte you can do the most points in. 6 tiros, you get 20 points. That's 120 points at least up to grab. So don't get me wrong, you can get a lot of points in that, and you get a lot of points in goleadero because you can get up to like I've seen teams. What was the most I've ever seen was like 120.
And everyone scored 14s. Damn.
Huh?
Like everyone scored almost 14s.
Yeah, it was. Do you remember that year? It was Meño Miranda, not Meño Miranda, Juan Velázquez, Juan de los Santos,
Meño Miranda.
Meño Miranda. Yeah. They scored like 120. They destroyed, like, it was crazy. Like, they in the pool like 30 before. It was crazy. It was badass, but it's doable. I mean, you can get what 60 points in Piales. You can get up to 50 points in Cala. How many points can you get in Toro? It's up there. You can get up to 20 something. I don't think I've ever seen go past 30. Same thing
30?
with Mare. I don't think you can get to 30, can you?
I don't know.
That's being like an Excelente or something like that. But
yeah, because I mean, it all depends on the bull you draw.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a shitty bull, you're not going to get a good score. I
No.
mean, that's part of it too.
And it's crazy because, like, if you do a base, they don't give no adicionales anymore. It's crazy. Like, you don't get anything extra if it's just a base. Like, if the bull doesn't buck, shit out of luck, you don't get anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. So going back to these kids, I was talking to Andres, my big brother, he just competed in Mexico. I was like, dude, you should be doing Charro completo. Start now. Why not? Like, he can do it. He has all the tools he needs. Like, he has everything. He has a good horse. He has all the good ropes. He has an arena. It's up to him. I mean, I didn't take advantage of it when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And he has opportunity. He has the friends too. I mean, back when it was just you and me, remember?
Yeah, I would just practice with you and me.
Yeah, and then there's a group of 5 of them, like I said, that they're always there, and even in the winter they're always riding. So
that's good because they're doing it like all year long.
Yeah, that's
like once I don't know. For us, I think once like November hit, I think we just stopped till like March.
We stopped and really we just hibernated, I guess. At that we're bulking season, I guess. And it's crazy. Just thinking back, like, those are good times too. I mean, not even just the charreadas, but also the trips and everything. So I think that's what made it very memorable and exciting for us. And for me, I think like I like doing the charreada. I know you like to watch a lot, but I'm more of a like type of person. I like to play sports. Like, I actually like doing them. I'm not a big like I like stats, but I don't like watching as much. Does that make sense?
That's what my dad would tell me. Like, because I pay attention to detail, like to little detail that he don't catch, and he's pretty good at doing that.
Yeah.
Like with Calas, like I'll watch him and I'm like, oh, like look at this little gesture he did there, or like stuff like that, like little technical stuff, and I think that kind of helped me out a little bit. Mm-hmm. And honestly, you just got to practice, practice.
Yeah, because the thing about charreada in any sport, I guess, right, holds the true. If you don't practice, you don't master your craft, you're not going to be good in anything. And even with Kala, and you're dealing with an animal, like an animal that's very self-aware. Like they say, horse is a very intelligent animal, and it can sense fear. And personally, I feel that's very true because I've been on horses, and I can tell you a little anxious or nervous, and the horse can tell. And when I'm relaxed, or I feel confident, the horse reacts differently too. So there's so many elements of the sport that makes you build your own character, but also like makes you have to elevate, or you're not gonna be able to be successful in it either. So yeah.
But I mean, hopefully, I mean, I'm pretty sure this isn't gonna be the only episode we talk about charreria, but hopefully next one we'll bring on some guests, or teammates or something, and I don't know, just shoot the shit.
Or bring the national champs of juvenil, maybe down the road. Who knows?
Maybe. They could teach us some pointers.
Huh?
They could teach us some pointers.
Yeah. How did you guys do it? That's so. With that, Bresky, you want to wrap up?
Let's wrap it up, dude.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Muchas gracias.